I talk to leads and prospects every single day that want to know, does SEO make sense for my business? If I invest in SEO, am I going to see a return on investment? And if so, about how many leads am I going to see? How much business am I going to get? How much might I expect my revenue to increase? These are questions I get all the time. And there are a lot of people in our space that would say, there's no way to know for sure. We just need to get our feet wet and then we'll see what happens. But the good news is you can forecast return on investment when it comes to SEO. You can get a feel for about how many leads, how much new business you'll see should you start ranking for your business's services. So I'm going to walk through that formula today. It's real simple math. It's not perfect, but it's a pretty reliable predictor of how much business you're going to see should you start ranking for certain keywords. Let's look at it.
Okay.
Let's take a look. This is the formula that we use to determine whether or not SEO makes sense for you, how much business you can expect to get from SEO. So the formula is monthly searches. So that's how many people are searching for your service in your location each month, times the click-through rate. So how many clicks, what percentage of the clicks are you going to receive to your business? Of those clickers, how many you're going to convert? How many you're going to make a phone call, submit a lead form, book an appointment, whatever it may be. And then of those leads, what's your close rate, your average close rate? Multiply your average close rate by your average customer lifetime value. And that'll give you your return on SEO spend, your monthly return on SEO spend. So let's put this into practice. Let's take a look at business. We're going to look at landscaping in Austin, Texas. So you can do this for your industry. The tool that I'm going to use to find monthly searches is called SEMrush. Some people call it SEMrush. They have a keyword tool that will tell you this. They offer it for free. I'm in a paid version, but they offer it for free. I'll put a link in the notes below. They offer a free version of this that tells you on average every month how many people are searching for any given keyword. So we can see here, and this is just a sampling of keywords, phrases that somebody might type into Google looking for landscaping. There's probably more than this. This is just a sampling. It's somewhere around like 3,200 here. Let's knock off 200. Let's say 200 people are making this search every month just for fun. They're business owners checking out competition. They're not actually in market for your services. So we'll say they're about 3,000 searches a month. Okay. So we got our 3,000 searches a month. The next thing we want to do is look at what shows up when you make that search. What we see is, for starters, local service ads. These people pay Google per lead they get from these ads. And then we jump straight into what we call the map pack, the local map pack. This is 3 businesses that Google's going to show that are local, depending on whether you type in an actual city here or if you put near me, you would get businesses that are near you or your location. And then beneath that, we've got the organic results beneath that map pack. So we don't have any real hard data on this. There are a few studies that I'll put in the notes that kind of have estimated how many clicks go to the map pack versus ads versus the results beneath. It's going to vary drastically by location, by industry, by type of search. But on average, we see something like 40% probably go to one of these. Somewhere between 5 to 10% go to these. And then the remaining 40 to 50% go to the results beneath. So I tell my clients, and I think I've seen this play out. If you're ranking one of these 3 spots and you're ranking in the top 3 of the organic results, especially in a search like this, where this is the only actual business here. Yelp is a directory, Lawn Starters is a directory. So if you're Austin Landscape Design, I would bet you're seeing probably around 25 to 30% of the clicks for this search. All right. So that means that they're clicking through to your website or they're clicking on your Google business profile to learn more. So let's start going through this formula. If you get 25% of those clicks, that's around 600 a month. Keep in mind, of those 600 clickers, these are all people that are actively searching for landscaping. These are all people that are actually in need of landscaping, right? So let's say 8%, which I think is really conservative for a local service, but we'll keep it conservative. Let's say 8% of those clickers call or fill out a form. That would be 48 leads each month just from SEO. If And everybody's close rate is going to vary a lot. But let's say 25% of those close. Again, these are people actively searching for landscaping services, assuming you're a good business that has fair pricing. Let's say 25% of those become jobs or recurring clients. That's 12 new clients every single month just from SEO. Let's take a wild guess and say that your lifetime customer value on average is just under $2,000 a month. Sorry, just under $2,000 for their lifetime. That would be $23,000 in revenue every month in value because of SEO. Now, how much did you have to spend in order to rank? That's a really important question. Let's say you spent $1,800 a month, which is probably on the low end. And it depends. It really depends on your location, your industry, how competitive it is, what kind of whether you're working with a big agency or with a freelancer. But let's say you're spending $1,800 a month. It takes you 6 months to rank. So let's say month 6, we start ranking in the top 3. You've spent $10,800 so far. You received 12 new clients that month. That's around a 2x return on investment from SEO of the whole first 6 months, which is not bad. 2x return on investment is pretty good. But following that, here's the beauty of SEO. You're going to continue to rank. You got to pay somebody to continue to do SEO, right? To continue to ensure that you maintain that ranking, especially if you're in a competitive industry. You don't get to stop paying. You don't get to stop doing the work. Uh, but let's assume you maintain that ranking for just continuing to pay $1,800 a month. That month forward, you're going to see a 6x ROI on your SEO spend. So I don't feel like you can get that in most industries from ads, from Google ads, from Facebook ads, from billboards, from podcast appearances. A 6x return on investment is great. So if you're a landscaper in Austin, Texas, you need to be investing in SEO. If you do any kind of other work at any other kind of location, you should run this formula for yourself. Let me do it for you if you want. Just reach out. I'd be happy to. You can get a good idea of your ROI when you're investing in SEO. And let me be honest, the return on investment is not going to be 6x for every industry and in every location. There are a lot of spaces that it does not make sense. The return on investment is just not going to be high enough because there are not enough people searching, or there are a decent number of people searching, but the lifetime customer value is just too low to justify it, or you're just in a really competitive space. You do personal injury law in Los Angeles, you're gonna have to spend a ton of money to rank to the degree that it's gonna be a big risk as to whether or not it's worth it. So here's your formula for SEO, ROI, SEO math. Hope this has been helpful.